Alex Fox, amazing. He caused a lot of controversy with this whole re-entry thing. In for five bullets.
There is no controversy,
right? I think it's such a lump of shit.
If the tournament is re-entry,
yeah,
you re-enter as many times as you want.
But now people want to get rid of the re-entry, saying, "Oh yeah, it's harder to win because the pros are firing empty shells."
Sure,
get out of here.
All right, Brent, the podcast is back, and I'm going to give you the opportunity now to do your own version of the intro because I know
we're recording live?
We're recording live right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The podcast is rolling.
You got to tell me next time.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
Okay,
the podcast is happening. It's 2020. It's a new year, new
chances. Welcome to the Poker Central podcast. What if I did that every week?
Maybe. maybe not. Maybe that's
no. Go back to your European version. I want to hear that.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Poker Center podcast, episode 176.
Yeah,
coming at you from the sound studio here at the Poker Central offices. Brent Hanks joining me once again. We are back. 2020 is going to be a big year for us for the podcast. We might even win an award. Who knows? But anyway, Brent,
we're not winning an award.
Well, not this year. Maybe next year.
What award?
We'll see how the awards go.
What kind? An Emmy? What kind of award?
That'd be great.
The YouTubers of the year?
Or maybe
we're vloggers now?
Maybe we'll get nominated for an Oscar because we know Randall Emmett. So.
Oh, my God. 10 Oscar nominations for The Irishman. How about that? I'll never hear the end of this.
No, you won't. You won't never hear the end of that.
He deserves it.
All right. We are back with the podcast. We are also on YouTube. If you're listening to us now through the audio format, whatever you want to call that, you can also find us on YouTube. We're going to have a lot of guests this year on the show. Whoa.
Jesus, man, get it together. For crying out loud.
Wow. I'm out of form. Definitely out of form with the podcast.
Are you all right?
I nearly died. It's that cake that I just had that Delphine brought in.
Oh, you're a little heavier now. You went to Austin? That's where you were for the holidays?
Austin, Texas. But let me finish with this little introduction here because
good.
I want the audience to know that we are both an audio podcast and also on YouTube, so you can find us there every single week. We're going to have a lot of guests on the show. We have a lot of news to cover here on the show, but first and foremost, Brent,
riveting.
I heard through the grapevines that there was shit on your walls.
Oh my God. So we're going to talk holidays.
I want to hear this story.
This is where we've been for the last month?
This is what I want to know.
Oh, man. Okay. Let me begin here. I love my parents. I do. My mom and dad, I love them. Amazing.
There's a but coming.
But. You're exactly right. But they came out to stay with my wife and I and our children for 21 straight days inside of our house. Never again. It just can't be done. It can't be done. You wouldn't... I don't even know where to begin. I sort of know where to begin. I'm going to start there, but let me take you through day one, night one, and then day two, night two, day three. Okay.
Are we getting every single day or just those two?
That's it. I'm going to start you off with this 21-day adventure with my parents living in our house. First of all, they fly from Buffalo, New York, the great city of Buffalo, and they don't rent a car. They don't really know what's going on with rental cars. They don't like doing that, so I load up the truck. I head down. I pick them up. Load up their suitcases, no problem, pick them up, drive all the way back out to fucking Utah, which is where we live, 45 minutes away from the strip, right?
You bought the house yourself.
I don't want to be anywhere near this shithole strip down here. I don't want to be anywhere near it. So we're way out there, and I love it. Unload the suitcases, pull in front of the house, and the first thing I hear is this, what the fuck is that? I'm looking around. Maybe is a sprinklers on or something. No. You know what this is.
Flat tire.
Fucking flat tire.
Yes.
Piece of sheet metal sticking out of my truck. I can see it right on top. That's how this whole thing begins. So I gotta fix my flat tire. I gotta call someone to come over, put the spare on, take it in, get a new tire. I couldn't just patch it, which, by the way, is free at a lot of places. I had to buy a brand new fucking tire. It cost me $270 for my truck. It pissed me the fuck off. So that's how that starts, right?
Okay.
Fast forward. We all go to bed, shoot the shit, mingle, hugs. Happy to be here. Here we go. Okay, everyone goes to bed. All right, my oldest son, he's 4 years old. It's 1:30 in the morning. Comes running into the bedroom, my side of the bedroom. He's crying. I look at him, buddy, what's wrong? You need some water? I get up, and I smell something foul. And I know exactly what it is. It's shit. He shit himself. And I look and touch him. He's got shit all over his hands. Lights come on. My wife's freaking out. I'm in a fog. All I can smell is shit. He's run down the hallway. He shit himself. It's all liquid shit. It's all down his. I've never seen shit like this in my life. It's all down his leg, all over the hallway. It's on the carpet. We've got carpeting upstairs.
Carpet?
Yeah, we got to get that all cleaned up. So we get out the Resolve. We're gonna clean it all up.
Oh my
He's
God.
got stains all in his bed. We got to change the sheets. Poor guy's got himself the flu. So we set up a bed in our room, and he's gonna sleep there for the night. Starts throwing up like an hour after that. More shit. He's going to be shitting himself, so we got to change him all night long. That's still night one after the flat tire. All right? You know what happens after one kid gets the flu in a house full of people? Everyone's going to get it. My wife had it 2 days forward. My dad got it 3 days after that. Let's go to day 2. All right? So now the kid's got the flu. Everyone's home. Poor guy. We feel bad for him. Let's go to day 2. And day 2's fine. Evening. Everyone's going to bed. My mother, they're staying upstairs in our loft. I have a fish tank. All right, I have a fish tank up there.
I can't
She
believe
takes a towel.
I can't believe this is even
This
real.
is all real. Takes a towel because the light's bothering her from the fish tank. It's a very subtle light. Throws a towel over the fish tank. Doesn't think anything of it. Starts to nod off. They're all snoring up there. The next night, my mom wakes me up at our own my bed. In my bed, I'm a grown man, Remko. 37 years old. I'm a grown man. My mother's tapping me on the shoulder. Brad, something's wrong with the fish tank. I go upstairs. She's soaked up. It's a 15-gallon tank for the kids. They love their little fish. She soaked up all the water out of this fish tank, Remko, and she's killed them. There's a little bit of water. These fish are just drowning in there. The fish tank's making this horrible noise from the air filter. Start running around. I got to fill this thing back up with water. Mom, what were you thinking? I didn't know. What'd you think was going to happen with the towel? It's just going to go in there.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so the fish, I think we had one casualty.
Okay.
That's it. My kids didn't even know, which that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I got a replacement fish.
Okay.
And so they don't know.
No.
Because it was Huey. I got Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Those are the guppies.
Okay.
Huey passed away. All right. So
But also, you can keep replacing them until infinity.
and they'll never know.
They'll never know.
Everyone lives forever. Everyone lives forever. Nobody dies, especially fish. They never die.
No.
They go to fish heaven. So anyway, now we go. Let's fast forward. That's at 12:30 at night. 4:30 in the morning, my dad wakes up. He's on East Coast time. Heads downstairs. They brought their little fucking dog, Ziva. They named the dog Ziva.
Is that a real name?
Some sort of goddess or a character on CSI or something like that. So Ziva has got to use the potty. Got to take her outside. My dad opens the back door. Doesn't think anything about the security system. Trips the alarm. Security's going off. This alarm sounds inside. Someone's breaking in, right? Instead of waking me up or my wife to come and set off the alarm, or at least reading the note, there's a fucking sticky note that says the code, how to deactivate it right there. Doesn't figure it out. Not very tech savvy. Lets it go for almost 90 minutes.
What?
Police show up, security. They think there's a break-in, and my dad answers the door with his dog, little shit, up in his shoulders, and that's how it starts. And I see phone calls missed from ADT, from security, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, trying to get a hold of us, thinking, oh, my God, they've been broken into. Everyone's dead in the house. It's a murder. The holidays were going to end up on Dateline. Remko, you just can't make this shit up. And I don't know, something else happened. Now I'm all stressed out. I got to stop there.
Wow.
I got to stop there. That was the first 2 days in.
This is the cheapest form of therapy, Joe. Giving it all to me here on the podcast.
That's the first.
I'm
yeah.
glad it's off your chest.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay? Are you okay now?
I'm all right.
Are you better?
I'm all right.
Wow.
I don't believe in New Year's resolutions either. I want to point that out.
No, I mean you're pretty well settled into looking worse every single year.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you need to start the year off at your worst, because there it's nothing but upside for the rest of the calendar year. I'm going to be so physically fit, Remko, you won't believe it. I have a Peloton on the way.
Okay.
I am now getting into cycling.
Can we bet how many total hours you'll spend on that thing in this year?
Let me ride it once. It's going to be here on Saturday. I'm going to ride it.
So you actually forked out 4 figures to buy an exercise bike.
It was a holiday gift. Well, sort of a holiday gift. We used some cash and a gift card towards it.
So you did this,
and then we set up financing because we can't afford it.
You did the thing, like the commercial, where you give your wife the Peloton to nudge her.
No, my wife said, "You fat fuck, you need the Peloton."
Okay.
And she knows I'm not going to leave the house to do anything.
No.
And she knows I'm just going to sit there, ride a bike, and watch TV. And
Yeah.
it comes with a big screen, so I can play poker on it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Poker. Oh yeah, the podcast is about poker. Let's get back into the poker.
All right.
Brent, 2020 just got underway.
Yeah.
By the way, I went to Austin, Texas, ate a crap ton of barbecue.
You look fat.
I feel a little round.
You look fat.
I
You
feel
look
round.
a little bigger than I am.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
No, you look
I-
a little
I'm-
bit
I'm
heavier
lighter
than I am.
What are you right now?
About 230.
Yeah, I'm 210.
I'm trying to get to 240 by Saturday, so I really have a goal. I want to get down to 190. I want to lose 50 pounds, and I want to be a Peloton story on the website.
Oh my God! As long as you wear spandex, I'm totally for that. I want to see you in a cycling outfit. That would be so. That is my goal for 2020 to see you.
I look pretty good in spandex.
I can't wait to see.
No,
it.
I look nice.
I'm very excited about this. But yeah, I had a good holiday break too. Brent, thanks for asking. I feel like this is just your podcast. I'm just here to ask you questions, and you just ran away.
I tried to talk about Austin, but you shunned me for the intro.
No. It was great. I loved Austin. It's a great city. Good
Yeah.
music. Good food. Went to a piano
Did you
bar.
see any concerts?
I think I
anything?
have tinnitus. That's what it's called. I have this ringing sound in my ear.
From a concert.
It's not going away.
Who'd you see? Gary Clark Jr. What'd you see?
The piano bar in Austin. It was so loud.
You went to Austin and you went to a piano bar.
Well, so the first night that we were there on the 30th.
A fucking piano bar?
Listen, the first night that we were there, everything was closed or dead. There was nobody inside. So we're walking down, I think it's called 6th Street, whatever it's called, like
Okay.
the big street with all the bars.
Yeah.
The only place where like music was coming from was the piano bar. The place was packed. So we were like, oh, well, if that's the only place that stuff's happening, we'll go there. And now I have a ringing sound in my ear and it hasn't gone
You went
away.
to Austin. The only thing you could find was a piano bar.
On that night, yeah.
Would you go Sunday night?
No, that was the 30th, the day before New Year's. New Year's night, we went out bar hopping. It was great. It was awesome.
So,
On the 30th, there was nothing going on in the city.
all right.
Nothing good. Anyway,
Take your word for it.
lots of barbecue.
Weird that the foreigner couldn't find anything to do in Austin, Texas.
You were dealing with shit on the wall, and I was at a piano bar. Who has a better life? Let's be real here. 2020,
Yeah.
the year's underway.
Yes.
We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, but let's start with some predictions for the year, Brent.
Please.
Because we want to maybe hold ourselves accountable for some of these predictions. And
All
I know,
right.
I know you have a recurring prediction that's
I do.
probably going to be back on
I
the
do.
list.
Well, this one, I know it's coming true this year. It's been my prediction for the last 3 years
Yes.
on this show.
I know what's coming.
Number one, Daniel Negreanu wins a title.
A title.
Something. He's going to win something. He doesn't have a win. Number one, first place finish, podium finish since 2013. This is the year.
Wow.
2020.
It's finally going to happen.
7 years later.
Wow, I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, the first one that I have is just more so something I really want to happen. The biggest World Series poker main event in history. Last year we had 8,569 players. We only need about 200 more to get to 8,773 to break the 2006 record. I think the time is right. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have the biggest main event in history. Obviously, we won't have the biggest first prize because the top heaviness of poker has definitely sort of been flattening out a little bit, so we won't see the
Okay.
biggest first prize, but I think we'll see the biggest main event ever.
And that's based on just your
Math. Based on math.
It's based on your math.
My math.
Isn't the Aussie Millions main event usually indicative as to how large the
Yeah, it's
World
like
Series poker main event is?
10% usually. That's usually 10% of the main event.
Figure
so.
that math out.
So next week we have the Aussie Millions streaming live on PokerGo.
Right.
So maybe we'll have some indications.
Keep
of
an eye
what's
on
gonna
those
happen.
numbers. Now, the bushfires are
Yeah.
going on down there, Remko. I hope that doesn't affect the turnout there. My God, is that devastating.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
But one of our colleagues in the
Yes.
industry, right, is doing a wonderful fundraiser. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Lynn Gilmartin is doing the Poker Players for Australian Wildlife fundraiser. She's already raised, at the recording of this podcast, $50,000 for this charity that she is using for, I believe, the Steve Irwin Foundation to help all the wildlife affected by the bushfire. So please make sure to donate. You can go to Lynn Gilmartin's Twitter account or find it on Facebook. Brent and I have donated, and we're definitely hoping that you guys can donate as well, because this is a good cause for a very, very sad situation. We are also, we as in Poker Central and PokerGo, are going down to Australia for the Australian Poker Open and Super High Rollable Australia. More on that later in the show, but let's keep these predictions going, Brent. What else you got?
Okay, my next prediction, Remko, in no particular order. We only have 3 of them, but here's number 2. The Buffalo Bills will make the
Oh,
Super Bowl
fuck off.
in 2020. The Buffalo Bills, led by
How
Josh
is that
Allen,
poker-related
Devin
in any sort of
Singletary,
way?
one of the best defenses
I
the
don't
league has
give a
ever
shit.
seen. They will make the Super Bowl next year, Remko.
I thought we were doing poker predictions.
You didn't tell me you had to be poker.
The next thing you're going to say is I'm going to hit 280 pounds by November. That's your next prediction? Like the last one?
That's just a guarantee.
Guarantee. All right, my next one is going to be Dan Smith is going to be number 1 on the all-time money list by the end of the year. That is my prediction. And it's going to be fueled by him winning Super High Rollable Australia, which I know
Dan
that
Smith
he's
is
in
going to
town
be
for.
number 1?
Number 1.
Why is that?
I think Dan Smith has what it takes. And where do you think he sits right now, Brent?
I have no idea.
5th.
Okay, number 5 all time.
He needs $20 million this year.
Doesn't Brent have $50 million?
Brent has $56 million. Dan Smith needs $20 million. Bryn last year won $24 million in 1 year.
All right, so Dan is your outlier this year.
Dan
Someone's going to be an outlier. We know that.
Dan is my outlier this year. We had the Bonomo year, the Bryn Kenny year. This is going to be the year of Dan Smith. Quote me on that at the end of the year. I think it's going to happen.
Okay. Just going with your gut.
Yep,
Your
going with my
large,
gut.
fat fucking gut.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, number 3 for me. Randall Emmett will win an
Oh,
Oscar
fuck off.
and a
You're the
World
worst.
Series of
You are the
Poker
worst
bracelet.
person ever.
He will win an Oscar and a World Series of
How
Poker
much
bracelet.
did he pay you to say this on the podcast?
I just love seeing your reaction every time I say Randall Emmett. I
Insane.
love when people roll over.
I love Randall, but the way you love him is starting to worry me a little bit. It's starting to worry me a
We're
little
close. I'm going to his wedding.
Oh,
I actually just got the room invitation. We're
Oh.
staying at the Pelican. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. The Pelican. It's
can't
like
wait.
it's a gorgeous place. There's no way we can afford it. Resort at Pelican Hill,
Oh, wow.
Newport Beach.
That's not your. That's
No,
not you.
God, no. I mean, I'm
You-
gonna have
you-
to tell him.
you
And
don't-
by the way, 2-night minimum.
You don't
It's
own,
like $1,000 a night, Remko.
you don't own a single piece of clothing that would make you fit in at that party.
I don't know what to wear. I
No,
mean, isn't there? Can't you rent
You
stuff?
should rent something.
That's what
please.
I'm going to do. I have to rent something.
Please don't embarrass Liz. This is a big
No,
party.
she's already told me I'm not allowed to dress up as a cowboy
Yeah.
or no mustache.
This is gonna be incredible.
Yeah, I can't.
Are you
do any
are
of
you
that.
seated with Scorsese?
That's probably why she got me the Peloton, so I could lose a little fucking weight.
Are you seated with Scorsese? That's important.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leo, you and Leo.
Yeah, I told Randall the only way I'm coming to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wedding is if Leo and I sit together.
And then Toby Maguire is there too, probably.
Maybe.
It's gonna be the
Just
poker,
all I know is I'm with Leo.
the poker table.
Yeah, I might even stay in his room.
Yeah, you should.
Can't afford my own.
No, that you definitely.
He'd welcome
cannot.
me in there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, my final one, and this is a vague one, but I just want this also to happen. I want some positive news for online poker in the USA. I've read some articles about poker being the cheap vehicle for sites and casinos to bring people into, the online casinos and the sports betting. So hopefully, with that in mind, poker can be attached to a few bills with regards to all the sports betting legalization and some of the online casino stuff. So hopefully, by the end of this year, we'll have some really positive news, especially about California, which would be awesome news for us in Vegas as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping, Remko,
Hoping?
that maybe, just maybe, we see a little bit of an uptick
Right.
on the federal side of things as far as online poker is concerned. I don't know how this is going to shake out with Michigan.
I know. Michigan is
Now
now
legal.
legalized. Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work out with these new states. Can we all just play together
yeah,
now?
right.
Are we linked up? Is there
Yeah.
some sort of clause that's not allowing that to happen? I'm not sure how that whole thing works, but maybe at some point this year we'll all be together and we can finally gamble and lose all our money.
That would be ideal. And then if Andrew Yang gets selected, we get $1,000 a month to put into online poker, which would even be better. All right, a few brief news items, Brent. Let's start off with the Party Poker UK Millions main event. You were in this same room doing the
Yeah.
commentary on this event
Yeah.
for a week straight. Obviously, you guys started out with the super high roller, and then you guys went into the main event. That event had a lot of promising names coming into the penultimate day. 530 total entries, $1 million up top, but a lot of the big names fell short. How do you look back on this event?
Yeah, we were sort of just watching some of these big names chug along, thought for sure that maybe a guy like Alex Foxen was going to do something special, or the conquistador Adrian Mateos looking to go back-to-back. And unfortunately, it just wasn't the case. You know,
Right.
Anatoly Filatov, he was also making a run in this thing. What we were left with, not exactly star-studded, but
Yeah.
we still had some remarkable storylines. How about the trifecta of brothers that are the Romanellos? All three of
Amazing.
them finishing in the top 30 in this event. That was very special. Maria Lampropoulos, am I saying that name right, Remko?
Lampropoulos.
Lampropoulos?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Wow, then none of us said it right the entire broadcast.
as the foreigner, I'm just gonna-
Lampropoulos?
Lampropoulos.
Okay, whatever. That was really fascinating. She won the inaugural event back in 2017, the UK Millions Nottingham event,
Yeah.
and had a chance to win this again. Not only has she won the first one, she cashed the second year, and then again this year she finals tables going out in 8th place. Remko, that is remarkable.
Yeah.
I think Maria Lampropoulos
Yeah.
is one of those names that we need to be talking a lot more about. When you put her up in the realms of the Chrissy B's, Kristen Bicknell, Maria Hose, who was the best female player, I don't know how we continue to leave her off that list because certainly she's a killer.
Absolutely. Well, $3.3 million in total earnings for her. Of course, the biggest cash being that win at the Party Poker event. She has 2 7-figure scores on her resume, which is really impressive. She also won the PCA main event in 2018. So she's been on a tear for quite a while now.
And 2 other notable names too outside of Maria. Obviously, the winner Anton Suarez. We'll get to him in just a moment, Remko.
Yeah.
But James Romero. Flies under the radar, plays every single event.
Yep.
42% of his cashes have been from international events. He resides here in Las Vegas. His entire Hendon mob is comprised of 42% of those cashes outside of the United States.
You didn't do that math.
Exact
yourself.
opposite of me. No, I got those are notes. Yeah, those are notes that came in. But I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Somehow flies under the radar despite having a massive WPT victory. He won the 5-diamond event back in 2016. That was good for $1.9 million. Romero, really fucking fun to watch. This kid is crazy good. Made some ridiculous bluffs. Seemed to know exactly where he was at every step of the way in every hand. And then Christian Rudolph, German kid. Germany's back, by the way.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah, he's back. Christian Rudolph wore a trucker's hat over top of a hoodie with a breathe right strap patch on his nose.
What?
Whatever that's called, the little strip there.
Yeah.
Yeah, wore it the entire time. This kid was really, really good.
Huh.
Got second place in the event. He's never won a live tournament. He's got now over $2 million in earnings. He doesn't have a first place finish on his resume. Also crushes online. He won the PokerStars Sunday warm-up as well as the Sunday Million.
Wow.
This kid's really, really good. Outside of that, it was really the Anton Suarez show, and you know a little bit about this guy's history. Fill us in.
Really funny story about Anton. He came to DTD in Nottingham to play PLO cash games. He's a big-time PLO cash game player from Sweden. He came over there. He was going to play or wanted to play in the cash game that was being televised on PokerGo.
Yeah.
He got the old access denied from, the players.
Probably Leon or
Leon.
Rob, yeah.
They didn't want more pros in the game. So in his frustration, he signed up for a satellite for the main event just to dick around a little bit. Won the satellite, late registered the main event, ran it all the way through, ran the tables, and now he wins $1 million.
Yeah, and amazing stuff. I did also want to say that Luke Schwartz did play in that cash game.
Yeah.
Started with $25,000, right? Ran it up to $200,000. They go on their first break. He was asked to leave the table. He was too good.
Yeah.
He was too good. They said, we got to get rid of this. We got to make this game a little bit easier. So Luke Schwartz had to go. Anton Suarez didn't even get a seat. How do you end up in the satellite?
That's
just for fun, just to have a couple cocktails, nothing else going on.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
The satellite is like the perfect time to drink.
Yeah.
You don't really have to think much, and you can just dick around a little bit. It's kind of funny how players just get booted. What if Luke Schwartz runs bad, loses 4 buy-ins to start? Like, then what? Is that all of a sudden okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Super
I guess
results
then he's
oriented.
stuck. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, you can catch all that action on demand on PokerGo. The cash game as well as the main event coverage is all available. The only problem is you have to listen to Brent Hanks talk for about 12 hours a day if you want to get through all that stuff. But it's all available on PokerGo in the events replay tab on the site. We have another party poker event coming up on PokerGo as well. The South America Millions from Punta del Este in Uruguay is coming to you in February, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be an awesome event as well. And we're going to have live reporting as well as the PokerGo stream of that event happening as well. And the time zone is a little bit better for people in the U.S., as of course that is a little bit closer to what we're used to here in Las Vegas. Brent, next up, this is from a bit longer ago because, of course, we haven't done a podcast in about a month. The World Poker Tour 5-diamond. It sort of came and went. It's sort of right before that holiday break. I feel like a lot of people are maybe checking out already or traveling back home to see family. But that final table was absolutely spectacular, and we had it all on PokerGo, also available on demand, by the way. How do you look back on that one?
I mean, Alex Foxen. That's it.
Yeah,
Alex Foxen. Amazing. He caused a lot of controversy with this whole re-entry thing. In for 5 bullets.
There's no controversy.
Right? I think
There
it's
is-
such a lump of shit.
If the tournament is re-entry,
Yeah.
you re-enter as many times as you want.
But now people want to get rid of the re-entry, saying, oh, yeah, it's harder to win because the pros are firing empty shells.
Sure.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but you should have both. There should be re-entry tournaments and freeze-outs. And if the tournament is re-entry, you can fire as many bullets as you want.
Isn't it ridiculous, though, that we automatically assume that because pros, and by the way, anybody is allowed to fire additional shells.
Of course.
But does it really make that much of a difference?
The thing where I think re-entry have the biggest problem is in big main events where there's a lot of online qualifiers.
Okay.
Because if there's a lot of online qualifiers, those are a lot of people that probably don't have the funds to put in unlimited bullets in those events.
Right.
So if you bust Alex Foxen once, you might have gotten lucky.
Yeah.
Bust him twice,
Yeah.
you have to get lucky because
Right.
these guys are world-class players.
Yeah.
You can't bust a top pro 5 times if you're there on a $300 satellite playing in the main event.
You're exactly right, and it's crazy to me too that we somehow ignore the recreational players that are in for infinite bullets, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, that no problem there. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in.
yeah,
You can fire your 100,000 into this event, but when it's a pro, now we're pissed off. That's just ridiculous.
But I do think that there needs to be more freeze outs It's fun to have freeze outs.
Yeah.
The prize pools will be smaller. We all understand how that math works. But at the same time, it is fun to watch. And there is something to say for the idea of if you bust Alex Foxen, he's gone forever. And, is one less problem to deal with
Yeah,
at your
sure.
table.
It's also just it's a bunch of nonsense. I think some kids out there, they ran the math showing the significance of a pro having unlimited
Well, of
bullets.
course. It makes total sense.
But it's really not that. It doesn't really change things that much.
What do you mean?
Is it more likely that a pro is going to be able to go on to later stages? Yeah. But a pro's also going to be making it to later stages of a freeze out as well because they are better at poker.
Of course,
They still have an edge. So,
but-
the math doesn't mean it's not like you're going to make it 25% more often
Oh,
or
of course
25%
not.
more likely.
Of
It's
course.
such a little tiny smidgen of a fraction of a percentile that allows them to continue to go deeper in these events.
So should the World Series Poker main event be a re-entry?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
World Series of Poker main event is still the untouchable tournament every single year. And you think it's going to break a record this year?
Yes, I think so.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Why would you change that? Don't change it.
Of course. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That final table also available on PokerGo. Alex Foxen put on a clinic, winning $1.7 million in that event. Seth Davies also at that final table. Jonathan Jaffe, Dolphin trainer, also at that final table. And also people that went deep in that event included Joe Sirach and Eric Afriat, our good friend Eric
That
Afriat.
guy went deep again, huh? How does he do
He
it?
finished 9th. It's just,
Okay, so what if Afriat's in for like multiple bullets? Are we upset?
I don't know.
No, we're not upset.
But Afriat,
Come on in, baby.
Afriat is so good, he only
Yeah.
needs one bullet.
No, yeah.
We have to also realize that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Final piece of short news here on the show, Brent. The 2019 Global Poker Awards have been announced March 6th on Friday. That'll be streamed live from the PokerGo studio. Brent Hanks will be dressed up as
I
a
need to
cowboy.
go find an outfit.
Cowboy.
Well, I'm certainly going to be a cowboy. I'm just, I've got my
A
jacket from last year. I'm not sure I can wear the exact same thing again, can I? Yeah, maybe that's my outfit every year.
I was going to say, you can make a statement, just wear the same thing
Maybe
every
it's
single
my
year.
outfit every single year.
A few brief items on this. You can find the article on Poker Central, which breaks down every single category. You guys are probably still familiar with the format of these awards, but a new voting system has been announced, which really changes everything. This is something we harped on last year, where people like you and I should not be voting on the Vlogger of the Year because we don't watch any vlogs, so it's hard to have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
This year, it is basically sort of invite only on what you want to vote for. Brent and I are only going to vote for the things that we actually care about, which is only going to be a few categories based on this long list. So
I don't care about anything.
I mean,
I'm a nihilist.
Yeah, nihilist. That's the word that I was looking
Yeah.
for. But your negativity is not really necessarily needed for these awards to be a success because it's going to be fun to see what these new awards do. Just to run through the new awards here on the show, and this is actually one that I really like. There's first of all the Poker Icon Award, then the Final Table Performance Award, Brent. That is one that I think is going to be interesting because it doesn't necessarily have to be the main event winner because that, of course, was Tournament Performance of the Year, which in some way always has to be the main event, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to. There's certainly a number of thrashings, final
right.
table performances that have happened throughout the course of the year. It's interesting. It's fun. It allows us to reflect and look back at some of these unbelievable showings.
And then the one other award that I want to highlight,
Okay.
the Player's Choice for Toughest Opponent, only to be voted on by the top 100 of the GPI.
Like that a lot.
That is gonna give us a very interesting answer.
I like that a lot. I'm with you. I'm positive about that. I think that's fun. Now we at least get to the bottom as to who's the best.
So, do you think someone like Brent Kenny, with his specific style,
Yeah.
is going to be one of the favorites, or do you think it's more of a Chitwood
Now,
type guy?
here's how you win that award. Who pays the most? What you want to do is you want to pay off the rest of the top 100 GPI
right.
to make sure you earn that vote.
And then
So who's the richest, Remko?
Brent Kenny.
Probably Brent.
Yeah.
So he wins.
So are you saying if Brent wins, it's tainted?
Absolutely.
You can check out the full list of awards on Poker Central. We have all the categories broken down. And as we get closer and closer and we have the nominees, I'm sure Brent will
Do
find
you
a
have
way.
to be in the top 100 to win that award? Or just the top 100 vote?
It doesn't say that, so
See, I could see maybe Randall Emmett wins. Maybe he pays off the top 100 to make sure he's voted as the #1 poker player on the planet.
wow, you're
Right?
going really deep with
See
this.
what I'm saying?
Once the nominees are known, we will break those down here on the show, and we'll get some hot takes from Brent, who will obviously have something to say about who's going to be the Twitter personality of the year.
Twitter personality of the year.
Yeah, is it Jamie Kerstetter?
I feel like she just has to win because
Yeah.
then if you don't vote for her, everyone's sexist.
I mean,
know,
the
You just have to. It's a safe vote.
interesting take.
And she's a tremendous follower.
That's what I was
I
gonna
like
say.
this guy, Blockhead.
Blockhead is my okay.
I like Blockhead.
Can we spend like
I bought his book.
You bought his book?
I don't know who Blockhead is, but I bought the book. I actually bought it this morning.
This morning.
Yeah, I bought
Wow.
it this morning.
So this is someone I was made aware of very recently.
Yeah.
If you are on Twitter, and I'm sure all you guys are, type in Blockhead. His Twitter handle is OU Blockhead.
He's a writer.
He's a writer. He says he's a Bellagio native. I think he's just a cash grinder of some kind.
Yeah. Now he's writing films in Los Angeles. Screenplay.
Multiple times a day, he sends out a tweet that just makes me stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's great.
And just reading it, consuming it, and some of the stuff that he says is just
he should win.
Fantastic.
Blockhead should win.
I think Blockhead should win. I think I should nominate Blockhead to get into this award show. All right, Brent. Then some of the bigger news items that we have to tackle on the show.
Oh, we have more to talk about.
We have more to talk about.
Oh, okay.
The Bachelor Girl
man,
winning the DraftKings million.
Yeah.
I know this is not necessarily poker related, but this is such a hot item. Everyone's talking about it. Every single website that's covering
it's
sports
probably
betting.
old news, really, but we can touch on it.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question to you.
Yes.
What should DraftKings do with this? I know you guys are probably familiar with the situation. The girlfriend of a DFS pro won $1 million in their Sunday game a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I think.
This DFS pro happened to be on The Bachelor. He was a contestant.
I thought she was the contestant.
Or maybe she was the contestant.
She was
yeah,
on The Bachelor.
and he happened to be a DFS pro
Right.
and involved with some sort of gambling. But
so
they ended up getting together.
They did
married.
They did the lineup analysis, and basically between this couple, they had almost no overlap. Their lineups were completely unique from each other, and they both put in maximum bullets into this event.
Well, if you look even deeper, one of them had the entire Saturday slate of games covered.
Yeah.
And then the other one had Sunday covered. So they made as many combinations of each slate that you could possibly come up with in order to capitalize on how often you should win this thing. It was very clear.
Right. And you're allowed to use lineup builders for DFS. That is not the problem.
Yeah, you are.
But you were only allowed to put in 150 lineups into their $1 million event.
Yeah.
And they put in 300 between the two of them.
Between the two of them, and they were just perfect lineups.
So what should DraftKings do?
Well, they have a problem, I think, because
yeah, no shit.
Well, and hear me out. I believe, looking through this, that just because they got caught, it's still going to be a problem if it's not addressed, right? What is stopping you and I, Remko, from doing this exact same thing?
Yeah, and we're not getting married anytime soon.
And we're not. I mean, what is stopping two pros from having a team? What is stopping a group of six from having the entire slate covered, splitting it up like some sort of hedge fund? And I'm not. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's totally fine. Maybe that's all good and gravy. But if you don't do something about this, it always continues.
Right.
If you do somehow figure out a way to tighten up security, that might change the outcome for this entire slate, right? Can you possibly have that many lineups and hit the guarantee every week?
Yeah,
Part of me believes that this guarantee gets hit.
They need it
because they allow this sort of thing to happen.
Yeah.
Right? You're just relying on your pros to fire 150, 150, 150. And I don't know, is the dream still alive to win DFS? I think it is.
The Action Network had an article written by Darren Ravel, which brings forward a very interesting point that I want your take on. Ravel writes, now comes the hard part. Does the black eye occur if DraftKings awards the money or if it doesn't award the money? What's being fair? What's abiding by company rules?
Right.
He continues, we don't know how DraftKings is going to interpret this because they've said nothing other than confirming there's an ongoing investigation. And then this is the interesting part. These are the two paragraphs that really matter. The other constituency that matters, politicians, they have the ability to lock DraftKings out of newly legal betting states, and the perception that it isn't being fair in this instance could impact how politicians view DraftKings.
Not only is it not being fair, again, it talks about that gray area of, oh, wow, there's a way to manipulate and win all this money if you're really savvy and if you're a professional.
Right.
You can 100% team up.
You can.
And it has to be against the rules as far as ethics are concerned. There's no way you should, I don't, right? It's similar with poker.
Yeah.
Like we could all be in a group and split up money after the fact, but I don't know, man. I guess I'm trying to find the perfect poker analogy. If we all play the Sunday Million back in the day,
no,
right?
you should say like you play a 6-max sit and go with 3 friends,
right? And
you're just gonna split whoever wins.
I mean, what is there anything stopping the husband from simply just backing his wife and saying, "Hey, use this software, come up with the lineups, and put in your 150 lineups, and I'll get half"?
Yeah, but
is that illegal?
But then there should be much more overlap between their lineups, right? If she was putting in optimal lineups by herself, they would both have some of the overlapping optimal lineups.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's a lot of lineups. Is there enough evidence there to show?
I think there is.
Probably is, right?
Based on that Twitter thread where they broke down exactly how much % overlap they had. Like, basically, in not a single lineup did they have the same quarterback.
Yeah.
So the quarterbacks were split between them as well as their receivers, which is just exactly how
They had
you-
everything covered.
Yeah.
Everything covered.
Anyway, let's button this up. That is an ongoing investigation. If more comes out on that, we will let you guys know.
I might actually watch The Bachelor now.
oh,
That
stop
now
it.
I'm interested in that show.
That's trash.
It worked.
More court-related. I mean, this is not even court-related. More drama-related stuff. Some Mike Postle news came out, Brent, and this is about him ducking getting served the papers for this potential lawsuit with regards to Apostlegate. How do you interpret this situation?
Yeah, I mean, are you surprised?
No.
What, you're just going to open the door? Hey, guys. Oh.
Coffee?
Hey, yeah, I got some pastries. Come on in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not surprised with any of this. I'm not even necessarily sure it's news.
Right.
It's nice to have some sort of update as to what's going on, but you and I have talked about this. We've always been a little bit speculative. Is anything really going to happen?
Well, you said it on the show when we first talked about it that this is going to sort of blow over in a way.
Is anything going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just, I doubt it.
But how can you duck being sued in this sort of? How long can he keep this up?
I don't know.
So
I don't know. But clearly it's working, and no one's doing anything about it, and no one outside of this Vander Stig law firm gives a shit.
Right.
It's just gone.
Well,
it's completely disappeared.
Everyone who was affected by it cares, obviously.
Well, they do. Yeah,
And
of course.
They all group together.
But everyone else, I mean, where's the Justice Department? No one else is getting involved with this.
Yeah.
It's all done. They did their internal investigation. It's over. They found nothing. And now it's up to this outside corporation, Vanderstig, that's representing the clients. That's the last leg. Once they're done, it's over.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
But they were trying to serve him papers. He was unresponsive. He was apparently in his home, according to what Mac Verstanek wrote in this release, I guess. So who knows? It's a bit of a drama spin on this whole situation. A few more things here on the show, Brent. The WSOP 2020 schedule has been announced. Obviously, you did not read the article, so I'll just gloss over a few of the items here on the show.
I read the article.
You did read the article?
Yeah.
You
the
read
2020 World Series of Poker?
You read my articles?
Oh, once in a while.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if you had any schedule updates.
Well,
any events.
the schedule has been updated. It has been released. Looks very similar to last year. The dates have changed a tiny bit. They've been moved back a little bit. The Big 50 is once again the event that kicks everything off with 4 days of starting flights, that $500 buy-in that I tried to stake Phil Ivey in last year. He did not take me up on that offer, but we'll see. He's probably not going to be back this year. Brent, anything stand out from this slate of events? Obviously, it looks very similar to last year.
I guess July looks really nice.
Right.
With where the main event is placed, a couple high rollers are in place. I think that's going to really that's going to be the proof in the pudding for me. I'm going to be really dialed in the month of July.
What's your over-under on total events played this year for yourself?
Probably less than I've ever played.
Really?
I think I'll be doing a lot of commentary.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping to play 10 events.
Wow.
10 is my goal. Yeah.
I hope you go deep in a lot of events so we don't have to listen to you. That'd be ideal.
I really need to go deep in one event because my wife wants to get a new house.
Oh.
So I haven't told her the news yet that we're broke.
Yeah.
And owe a lot of money. So gonna have to win something.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how that's going to go.
Yeah.
The championship events, with the exception of the short deck event and the No Limit Deuce to 7, are all going to be freeze-outs, which I think is tremendous news. So all these 10K events, along with the 50K Poker Players Championship, all going to be freeze-outs, so that's going to be exciting to watch. Stay tuned for an announcement of the schedule of what's going to be on PokerGo. We're going to have more on that probably in the next month or so. But yeah, once again, a lot of streaming happening on PokerGo. And then, Brent, current events. This week, next week, the week after, there's so much happening on PokerGo and at the studio. We're taping this right before Brent and I are heading to the studio.
Yes.
Let's kick it off with what's happening this week. Give us the lowdown, because you've been wrangling and squeezing, and you've managed to get some people lined up for
little horsing around.
little horsing
Remko,
around,
yeah. Starting today and tomorrow. We got Norman Chad bringing a game in. He actually put this entire lineup together, which was a breath of fresh air for me. Certainly, I didn't have to do any of the dirty work. But Steve Albini, obviously rock and roll legend. Brandon Shaq Harris, Karina Jett, Todd Brunson, only playing Tuesday today. Matt Vengren. How about that? Matt Vengren. I haven't seen Matty V in a while. Eric Rodewig. And then my favorite player, team, Norman Chad / Ali Najad / David Tuckman. They're all going to play one stack.
The Three Horsemen?
Yeah, the Three Horsemen, the Three Amigos, I don't know what they are, but they're going to rotate in and out of commentary and then play, and they're going to just needle and harass each other, 2 in the booth, 1 at the table, nonstop throughout the course of 2 days. playing 50, 100. Not exactly a big game. Probably
Yeah.
something that you and I still couldn't afford, Remko.
No,
but
impossible.
this will be fun.
Yeah.
And that's really what
Horse.
it's all about.
Horse.
Playing horse,
Yes.
horsing around week. Yeah, on Dolly's game. Todd Brunson replacing Doyle Brunson. That's the rule with Dolly's game. It's always going to be 7-handed, but we will go 8 if Doyle wants to play or anyone with the Brunson bloodline.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. No one else gets that 8th seat
So
unless you have the Brunson bloodline.
so it's
That's it.
Todd or Doyle.
Todd, Doyle, Pam.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pam can play too.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Or doesn't Todd have a kid now?
I think so. Yeah, probably.
So Todd's baby could play.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see how that goes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the next 2 days, today and tomorrow. So you guys are obviously watching this and then figuring out, oh man, this already happened. Also on demand, available horse, straight up horse. So if you want to get ready for the World Series of Poker, this might be not the right people to learn from,
Right.
but you might hear something smart
Yeah.
that you can apply to your own game. And then on Thursday,
Yeah, so if you think mixed games are sort of boring and they stink just like I do, you can stick around for some No Limit Hold'em, which is going to be on Thursday only. We have one day of Poker After Dark featuring Daniel Negreanu.
Wow.
By the way, we're calling it One Night in Vegas. One Night in Vegas, that's the theme.
Okay.
Daniel Negreanu, this is a great lineup. Daniel Negreanu, Anthony Alberto, big-time sports guy.
big time.
John Sin, Big Dick Nick Schulman's going to be playing, Mike Matiso, Elia Lezra, and Chicken Wing Frank Stepuchin. I
Wow.
think that's his last name. He won a WPT. A lot of Coors Light, a lot of chicken wings for Frank. Should be a blast. They're going to play 50 and 110K minimum buy-in.
I think this is great. 3 straight days of high-stakes poker action on PokerGo. That's going to be cash games all coming at you from the studio here in Las Vegas. And then, Brent, we are also then gearing up for a lot of action coming from Australia. You and I are staying put here on the continent of America.
Yep.
Because we're going to have our team down there covering the events. We're going to
That's
have 3 days of Aussie Millions coverage on PokerGo for free, streaming to show one of the marquee main events of the year on PokerGo, which is really exciting. A lot of big names always go deep in that event. A lot of former winners.
Brent Kenny won it last year.
Brent Kenny won it. Toby Lewis has won it in the past. We have a lot of guys. Gus Hansen won it more than 15 years ago. So a lot of big
No
names have
shit.
won that event.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. And then, Brent, our
Yeah.
own marquee series
Yes.
going down under
Yeah.
the Australian Poker Open and Super High Rollable Australia.
Yeah, at the Gold Coast. And I believe that's in, I'm going to say it wrong,
Brisbane.
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 In Brisbane.
Just south of Brisbane.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Brisbane, yeah. Glorious
Yes.
resort right on a beach.
Beautiful.
Wow. It's a shame I don't like beaches, Remko. I'd go.
You like?
I've never left the country either.
Have you been on a beach ever?
A couple times.
Yeah?
Not a big beach guy.
No?
I don't like the sand. I hate the ocean.
Wow.
Scares the shit out of me. I was a kid. I remember going in there doing a little boogie boarding.
Lake Erie is not a beach.
No,
an
I
ocean.
went, we
Oh.
went down to the Clearwater, Florida.
Okay.
Went to
wow.
boogie boarding down there. It was a
Yeah.
real nice beach. Crabs. They bit me in the feet. I was bleeding in the water. It stung. I'll never forget it. And then walking and you sit in the sand, then you get all scratchy because it gets inside your trunks a little bit.
Wow.
I don't like the beach. I'm not a big beach guy.
Wow.
Now I'm more of just a whale.
You're
Sitting out
a
there.
few years removed from being a complete hermit who doesn't
Hermit crab.
who doesn't leave the house. You just
Yeah.
stay at home all the time. But yeah, the Australian Poker Open kicks off on January 25th. We're going to have live reporting of every single day one of those events.
You know a lot about having crabs.
And then we're going to have the final table streamed live on PokerGo, starting off with 2 10K events, a No Limit Hold'em and a PLO, followed by 3 25Ks,
Yep.
No Limit Hold'em, PLO, No Limit Hold'em, a 50K No Limit Hold'em, 100K No Limit Hold'em, and then on February 2nd, which I believe is Super Bowl time. We're gonna
Oh,
have
yeah.
we're gonna have the
Oh, yeah.
$250,000 buy-in.
No, wait a minute. The Super Bowl is that early in February?
I think it's on the 2nd or the 3rd.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
And we're gonna be down there in Australia.
Well, the Super Bowl is already going to be finished by the time the play starts.
Yeah.
Because the Super Bowl is going to be, I want to say 10 a.m. local time in Australia, a day before we get it.
Okay.
So the time zones, by the way, are extremely confusing and really hard to
Jeff
keep track
Platt and I are on the call. So are you telling me I'm gonna miss the Super Bowl
No, you can watch it, not get drunk, and then do commentary after.
after the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's
I'll-
gonna-
maybe I'll just be drunk doing commentary.
I mean, no one would notice a difference.
Nope.
No. So Super High Rollable, 3 days of streaming of that event as well on PokerGo. So if you are from Australia and if you are in the Brisbane area, please go check it out. Go down there. Go play if you are wealthy enough to participate in these events. But just know for sure, if you are a poker fan, you can always jump in the action on PokerGo to watch all that stuff. And please don't forget to donate as well to the Poker Players for Australian Wildlife, hosted by Lynn Gilmartin. And we'll be sure to do some stuff surrounding the charities and everything that's happening with the bushfires in Australia. So, stay tuned for that as well. Brent, I think we did pretty well for a comeback show here in 2020.
Yeah. Next week I'm hoping that we'll be live on
Live.
YouTube.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Good point.
Huh?
We are going to be live next week on YouTube. So if you're listening to this or watching this now on YouTube, know that this is going to be, a recurring theme. Every Monday we're going to do a live show. Hopefully we're going to have a guest. Brent, are we going to be able to wrangle some people in the coming weeks?
Yeah, we'll try. We'll see who's local. A lot of folks are going to be down under, heading to Australia. But whoever we have around here, let's see who we got.
All right, cool.
We haven't talked to Daniel in a while.
Shout out to Larry, by the way. Him and his whole crew came down from Buffalo.
That's right.
From the Buffalo region.
Bonnet alum.
Exactly. I saw some Bonnie gear and also some Bills gear.
St. Bonaventure Bonnies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of.
By the way, also one more shout out, Leroy Towns. Shout out to our music for our very own show. You can see the stuff below on our YouTube page. Go ahead, check them out. They just released a brand new album, Remko,
beautiful.
called This Side Up.
Does it mean that we have to change our intro?
You can find it on Spotify. You can go right to their website. You can buy it. I've got a vinyl. I've got some hoodies coming for us.
Perfect.
We're going to get some CDs. They still make CDs.
CDs?
You know that?
CDs?
CDs are
How
still
am I
a
going to
thing.
play that?
They're still a thing.
I have no way to play a
No,
CD.
we're going to find a CD player.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to need to look for one.
Send us a CD player.
Yeah,
Have
so
one
Leroy
laying around.
Towns. Make sure you check them out.
Exactly. Check them out as well. And also check out Brent Hanks on Twitter at bhanks11 and at Remko Rinkema. That is me. Stay tuned for much more of the podcast right here on YouTube and, of course, on your favorite podcasting app.